Troy Spratley, the redshirt freshman from Oklahoma State, against Jore Volk, the sophomore from Wyoming. Spratley said in the Oklahoma newspaper yesterday, he's going to come out slow, so I got to score some bleeping points. Spratley, the number 2 seed, Volk, the number 5 seed, to get the night started here at 125 pounds. There, John Smith leading the way for the Cowboys. Coleman Scott, the associate head coach, waiting as Spratley is ready to make his mark coming out of the tunnel. And Rock, this is important, this first match tonight. 7 points separating Oklahoma State and Iowa State, with the Cyclones having the lead. And Spratley can help make up some ground early because there's only one weight class tonight where they go head-to-head.
It's always good to start off with just a good feel, the adrenaline, get the crowd into it. Not just the crowd, but your teammates are watching, the ones that are coming after you. You start off with a big win, they'll be ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Spratley 20-5 on the year, but only 2 of those losses came against Big 12 competition. And Volk is the number 5 seed coming in, the highest seeded wrestler for the Cowboys here at this event. Knocked off the number 4 and number 1 seeds along the way. So these two are ready to go here at 125 pounds. And their only head-to-head meeting this year was 5-1 on December 19th in the Oklahoma State-Wyoming duel. In favor of Spratley, the first-year transfer from Minnesota. Volk said coming into this year he was tired of hearing about himself being an underdog and upsetting people. That would be the case here. It's the long wait for the last conference championship finals to get underway, and the wait is over.
Both of these guys have experience in the freestyle world. They've been on the big stage, the elevated stages, so it's not anything new. It's just in college as opposed to in high school and before. Spratley put his head right in the middle, in the face of Jore Volk. That makes a statement.
A linebacker-esque charge into the Wyoming Cowboy.
You don't know what that does. You know, it can rattle someone and say, okay, I'm in the battle, or like, okay, let's get at it. Mike, you get a sense like even the crowd is kind of quiet. They want something to happen. It's a little silence. And even though this is a neutral site in Tulsa, it seems like 70% of the crowd is Oklahoma State.
And that's the case quite often here in Tulsa, which will be the home for several more years, the Big 12 Wrestling Championship. Great venue, which last year hosted the NCAA championships as well. And we'll get a new champion here at 125 this year, which ever since Nick Piccinini of Oklahoma State won it back-to-back in 19 and 20, has seen 3 different champions over the last 3 years. Last year it was Steve O'Prulin of Northern Colorado, who lost in the quarterfinals this year. Noah Certain of Missouri was the number 1 seed, and he lost last night in the semis.
Little things like that, Volk holding on the head, may not seem like much, but you kind of wear someone down. A lot of things that you do in the first period manifest in the third period. But so far, it's just been Spratley that had the real offensive attack, and he's holding center right in that little circle with the Big 12. He's keeping himself in there, and the back of Volk is to the outside. Volk's got to come and circle in.
Bring the action against Spratley, the transfer from Minnesota. Wanted to get closer to home and certainly accomplished that. Bringing his talents to Stillwater. 2 minutes into the first period, no points on the board.
Both guys need to move their hands. They're kind of just clubbing and holding. You got to move your hands, kind of like a steering wheel. Move from side to side. Just get motion, get some different angles. But it's also the nerves of being on national television in the finals for the first time in your conference.
Work the score, both men.
And leading off the night as well. All 10 Oklahoma State starters are going to the NCAA championships in a couple of weeks in Kansas City. And they're the only team in the Big 12 that can make that claim. Here's Spratley going to work.
He's in there. He's got a little time. He's got to hook that leg. He's going to try and pop his head up. Nothing yet. No control. Volk's got to continue to stay tight. He cannot let that head pop up. If he gets that head popped up, that might be two for Spratley. Spratley is still working. Not enough time.
A great defense there from Volk to keep the left leg locked on the head of Spratley. Time comes to a close on the first, and Coleman Scott throws the challenge brick from the Oklahoma State corner.
And they're looking at it, and what they're looking at a situation. They said Spratley was in. They believed that he had enough for a takedown. And look at John Smith. He's coming all the way over to, all the way over to the video cam. So here we go. Here's a first real attack in on the leg, and here's not the scramble. He's trying to hook the leg. Watch that bottom leg. He's trying to hook it. Bring it. There's the hook. And now, what Volk is doing is keeping the head down, keeping it tight, kind of just holding him in. And at this point, is trying to get enough to get a takedown. That's going to be a tough one right there. But his head is underneath. His head is underneath from our angle. And once again, fans, what we are seeing is not the same angle that the officials are seeing. And so from what I saw, the head was still underneath the leg. And at that point, it necessarily didn't look like a takedown. But again, this is the angle that I'm seeing, which may not be the angle that the officials are seeing.
And every team with competitors in the finals tonight, save for South Dakota State, which has 2 finalists, has 2 challenge bricks as well.
After further review, the call on the mat stands.
Call
No
on the mat
takedown.
stands, much to the disappointment of John Smith.
So Oklahoma State only has one more challenge for the rest of the night.
And 3 more finalists still to wrestle, including Dayton Fix up next at 133 pounds. So on to the second, no score.
That was a good mat return. Right on the shoulder. Now, next time he does, let's see if Spratley does a Granby roll when he kind of rolls through. Continue to drive out there. It's interesting. When he got to the side, he really popped his hips in and brought Spratley down hard. It's college wrestling, though.
Caution on Spratley, who yesterday was a winner in the semifinals against Kyson Terrakina of Iowa State on a late stall call. And a couple matches like that in the semis yesterday that came down to late infractions.
And Volk had a nice last-second takedown to project and put himself into the finals. So you hear that chirping right now. The question is, are there good attempts? If there are attempts, then it's not stalling. So at this point, there's attempts. Still green, nothing. So you're saying nothing. So what happened was the hand was around the rib cage. If his hand is in the middle of the mat, that is not escape. Since his hand was all the way around the rib cage, that's still controlled. Good call by the official.
And great demonstration by you with your hand on my rib cage there, too.
I think I'm wrestling.
You're in control.
Minute to go in the second.
And the switch. And now double boots are in. Under a minute to go. But a good riding time for Volk.
Spratley on the board with the reversal.
So once again, you have to make attempts. You just don't stand. It's got to be conscious attempts. The motion is going. Spratley's doing a good job of sealing the hips. He's on him like a leech, putting the legs in.
Yep.
In this position, Volk wants to get that right leg out. You want to put it out, not in. Nothing. It's a lot different in the first period here.
A lot more action. Spratley the only points thus far with a reversal and really dwindling down Volk's riding time.
Green's going neutral. Third period.
Interesting. Volk said, I'm not
All right,
going
gentlemen, no
underneath.
stalls, just one
Championship week rolls on. The West Coast Conference men's basketball semifinals in Las Vegas. Santa Clara, St. Mary's, 9 Eastern. San Francisco and Gonzaga, 11:30 Eastern. ESPN 2. That's tomorrow, and both games also available on the ESPN app. Third period, Troy Spratley with a 2-0 lead against Wyoming's Jore Volk on their feet.
Volk has got to create some offense here because the only real shot that did anything of substance was at the end of the first period. That was by Spratley.
Volk's already scored 2 upsets against the 5 seed and the 1 seed.
Oh, good circling by Spratley. He's wearing down that head. Spratley's doing a good job of staying up. Volk's got to continue to move his feet. Getting close to a minute less in his third period. Volk's got to continue to do something. Again, in the semifinals, he had a nice last-second win.
Work center.
Good, smart wrestling.
Both men, work, stay center.
Under a minute. Not now, but soon enough, you're going to hear what's called a sprint. Sprint is when the wrestler that's down just goes all out. Not quite there yet, but it's going to be hard to have a clean shot. So Volk has to create some offense here. He's got to do at least fake shot.
He's gotten to an underhook, but what's his next move in the chain?
Action.
He's got to try a shot, and if he doesn't get in, a reshot. There's one shot there. There's a reshot. There it is. A reshot.
Take down. Jore Volk takes the lead. 3-2, 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds to go for a straight double. Here we go. Nothing's happened yet. Oklahoma State, the fans getting loud. Straight double. Can he pull it off again? Volk may just do it again, just like in the semifinals. Nothing yet. That's the stall call. That's the first one. But it's less than 10 seconds. Nothing. He's holding on. Can he do it? Volk. What a run.
Third upset of the weekend for Jore Volk, who quiets the Oklahoma State crowd. And the number 5 seed is the champion at 125.
Right when we said it, he had to keep going. He got there, ran a blast double right through Spratley, put him on his butt, and had a nice, tough ride to get a championship in the Big 12.
Got it. And it didn't come without some bloodshed for Jore Volk as well. What a finish.
Here it is. He's moving. Watch him just lower level and just watch him run through it. Snap. Run through. Nothing there. Boom. Right there. Right where Spratt was trying to wipe his face a little bit. Volk said, I'm just going to run through you just like Jordan Burroughs. And with that tough little end ride, Volk is your champ.
And Jore Volk is with Quinn.
With some blood.
Yeah.
What was going on? What was going on in your mind? You're down 2-0 there. You're running out of time.
You know, it's nowhere that I've never been before, so I knew I could get it done. I've been there before, did it once in this tournament already, so I trusted it. I knew it was going to be there, and I just got to stay on my attacks.
How do you explain your rise in this tournament?
My rides or rise?
Your rise to the championship.
Yeah, I think people doubt me. Like, I've lost, it's crazy weight. I've lost matches this year. Some things haven't gone my way, but, you know, I knew all along that I believe in myself. I believe that I can go win an NCAA title in 2 weeks. So, you know, just believing in myself and trusting myself and just loving the fight.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mike, 125 in the NCAA tournament, 2 weeks in Kansas City is going to be off the wall. Bracket Buster City.
It will be entropy on the mat, sheer chaos. This was not the blood round, but it was a round with blood to get us started here at 125 tonight.